Fiverr.com is changing the game in real time. They've just added AI services to their website, and I'm about to reveal how you can make use of ChatGPT to take advantage of that. So let's get started. I'm sure you know how ChatGPT works. All you need to do is connect to OpenAI.com, then open the chatbot, and the possibilities are endless. ChatGPT has some insane capabilities, and in this video, we're just gonna be focusing on the ones that can actually make you money. Now, going back to Fiverr.com for a second, these guys have realized that the world is changing fast, so they need to adapt, and they've done that masterfully. They've just added a new section to the website called AI Services, and as you can spot, there are multiple subcategories inside that. We're talking about AI artists, people who use tools like Midjourney, DALL-E, or Stable Diffusion. We're also talking about AI applications, and this is one of the use cases of ChatGPT, for instance, and a bunch of other services that we are going to explore in just a second. Now, please note that this is a newly added section as well. The thing about ChatGPT is that anyone can use it, but not everyone can actually use it properly to make some money off of it. Most people don't know what to use it for, and that's what we're going to explore in the following minutes. The very first use case for ChatGPT is content writing. Now, please note that this is not a content writing tool necessarily, it's a language model, but it's got some pretty good content writing skills. And even more significantly than that, it can help you take your writing to the next level. Let me show you how that works. Let's just say that you're a freelancer on Fiverr, or you're considering becoming one, and you want to list your services as a copywriter. Now, if I were you, I would go for a more specific niche, such as email copywriting or social media copywriting. You don't just want to be a generic copywriter because the competition is a little bit too high. And now, let's just imagine the following scenario. Let's just say that eventually, sooner or later, you actually get an order from a client, and they want you to write an email sequence for them, or just some content for their blog, an article, or some content for their social media. Well, at a very basic level, ChatGPT can do that from scratch. And what's really interesting about it is that it can find connections between various fields of activity. For instance, write me an article about the impact of AI on YouTubers. That's pretty random, right? It would take you a lot of time to do the research for it. And as you can see, ChatGPT will start writing your article, and it is actually relevant. It will show you how the development of AI has impacted content creation. The problem with the content generated by ChatGPT is that sometimes it references some other sources, so it's not 100% original, and that can be an issue. So you may want to ask it to create original content specifically. You want to specify that. And so whenever somebody actually places an order and sends you their requirements, you can just copy that, send it over to ChatGPT, and get the result done within seconds. But I don't think that's the best use for it. I personally think that ChatGPT is better with improving content rather than creating it from scratch. That's how I would personally use it. I would list my services as an email copywriter, let's say, write my own version of that email that I need to send to my client, and once that is out of the way, I will copy it and send it over to ChatGPT for improvements. How can I use a better title, a better subject line? How can I include pictures in this email? How can I make sure to increase the conversion rate of this email? And things like that. It can literally help you with anything you can imagine. And quite surprisingly, it can do some more subjective things, such as adding humor to your text or adding irony. It is capable of doing that. Now, copywriting is just one example. When it comes to content writing, you can also focus on more creative tasks, such as writing stories, for instance. But instead of talking about it, let me actually illustrate that. Look at this. Here's a short story about a boy and his dog. And this was written by somebody in the 6th grade. So what I can do is literally paste it into ChatGPT and ask it to rewrite this story in the style of William Shakespeare, for instance. And it is actually going to do that. Now, I'm not gonna waste your time actually reading this, because you can always pause the video and read it yourself. But what I can assure you is that it does a pretty good job, surprisingly good. And the fact that it can do it in just a few seconds is insane to me. Likewise, you can just pick any other author that's ever lived and ask ChatGPT to rewrite the story in their style. And that's a great use for it. You can then list your services as a content writer or as a story writer on Fiverr.com, and whenever somebody submits their order, you can use the AI to improve your pieces of writing. But let's move on to the next use case. Reviewing other people's content. Basically, positioning yourself a little bit higher. You're not going to create their content from scratch for them, but instead you're going to review their content. Look at this. I will review and edit your resume. ChatGPT is capable of doing that. I will review your contract lease agreement policy. ChatGPT can also do it. Let's see another one. I will edit and review your children's book. ChatGPT can do that as well. Proofreading is another thing ChatGPT is capable of, and I could keep going here for ages. Again, the possibilities are endless when it comes to content writing and even reviewing content. Now, to be honest, what I would do is actually list a bunch of different services, set up multiple different gigs. Now, some people don't really like using ChatGPT in a new tab. They might actually want to integrate it with their websites or apps, and this is where ChatGPT applications come in handy. If you go over to that section on Fiverr, you will see over 800 services available. Now, this is not something anyone can do. We're talking about website integrations, app integrations, so you need to have some pretty solid coding skills, to say the least. But when it comes to the more creative tasks, anyone can do it. I mean, look at it this way. You can literally pick any niche on Fiverr, and chances are you will find the use case for ChatGPT in that specific niche. Let's actually go through them. Graphics and design. Even with the very basic ones like logo design, ChatGPT can provide you with a bunch of cool ideas, so you can use it as a brainstorming tool. Video and animation. You can send your video transcript to ChatGPT and it will give you cool directions for your video editing process. Writing and translation. Now this goes without saying. We've just seen how ChatGPT can help you with content writing services. Digital marketing. It can literally create an entire marketing strategy for your business. You can send it the specifics of your business, such as what kind of traffic sources you have, what kind of products you're selling, what kind of price you're selling those products for, all of these details, and ChatGPT will create a marketing strategy based on those, specifically tailored to your business. Now, going back to the writing and translation sections for a second, you can also make use of it for writing ad copy. You can help people by editing their books as well and improving their content. Writing advice is a great one. And another thing we have not covered is script writing. I mean, you can help people create their YouTube content. You can help them by writing their scripts for them or improving their already existing scripts. You can also help people repurpose content. And I'm pretty sure that once you start using ChatGPT more regularly, you will be able to see even more use cases for it. We've got all the tools and everything you need to make this work. That's it for now, and thanks for watching. Now guys, maybe this method is for you, maybe it isn't, but what I've come to realize is that you have to try out a lot of options before finding the one that actually does the trick. You need to find something that you actually enjoy doing, so you will not even feel like you are working. You're just doing something out of pleasure and getting paid at the same time, which makes the process even better. And on that note, what I want you to do is head over to my channel and take a look at the most recent uploads, and I'm pretty sure that you will find something that you like. And from that point on, it is just a matter of you taking action.